Well, welcome to Dartstream Live, Mr. Owen Binks.
Thank you for having me on. I'm pleased to be here.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good start to the ANZ Premier League so far. This is the 4th week. How have you found Australia?
I have honestly had arguably the best trip of my life. I was speaking to Russ about it earlier, and he's lucky enough he gets to stay on another week, but I'm absolutely gutted I've got to go. No, it's been amazing. With the darts has been great itself. I've really enjoyed that, but the country, I'm falling in love with it, mate. Melbourne, Sydney is unbelievable. I even enjoyed Newcastle. Yeah, what a place.
Yeah, awesome. That's really good to hear. Look, I've lived here my whole life and I couldn't imagine living anywhere else, so it's good to...
Why would you want to, mate? Why would you want to?
Yeah, exactly.
So many people actually come and live here, don't they? So many British people, even one of my mates did, they travel here and then they don't come back. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, look, so you have worked for Modus as, caller, or ref as you call it, spotting. You've done marking through the PDC. You've done the whole shebang, but I think your favourite part of that is the reffing, right?
Yeah, I would say, so I do 3 roles. I do referee and marking and spotting, and I'd probably put reffing at the top, even though I've not reffed, say, on the World Championship stages yet, hopefully, who knows, but I'd just above spotting, though. Spotting is a close second, as you just found out. It's quite fun. So I love it, but I love it all. Yeah,
no, awesome. So, Owen, your main role out here in the ANZ Premier League has been spotting, and also to kind of train me up with spotting, but you've also had the pleasure of doing a bit of reffing in your time, last week and a bit more this week. How did the whole ANZ Premier League gig come up? How did you get this opportunity to come out here with the PDC?
I got a call a couple of months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, and my boss was just like, look, we've got an opportunity for you to go over. I didn't even know anything about the ANZ Premier League coming here, so he told me about it all. He said, would you want to go over and teach somebody to spot? They've never spotted before in their life, so I thought, oh, wow, that's going to be tough to do in a few weeks. But the person who I've taught has actually picked it up fairly well, So, so that was how it came about, and obviously I'm going to Australia, getting paid to work in Australia, and just 1 day's work a week, do you know what I mean? Obviously we have to, a couple of bits in the week, but it was never going to be a no, let's be honest.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's like the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It's amazing,
of thing,
huh? Well, unless you're Russ Bray. Russ has been here 43 times. He's been to Australia 43 times. So if I can get anywhere close to that number, I'll be happy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it could be the multiple time in a lifetime opportunity, but hopefully. We'll see what the future holds. No, look, it's been really cool for me as a local to be a part of this experience. We talk a lot about the players having this experience of the big stage. The World Series comes down under twice a year, really, for Australia and New Zealand, and having this big stage exposure for our players is massive. But it's also, not only myself spotting, but we've got Matt Woodbury, Jordan Russell up doing reffing alongside yourself and Russ, and we've also got Corey Fordington doing scoring, and it's really, really cool to have, I suppose, this contingent of us down under being a part of it. How's it been to kind of, be a part of that training? Because not only for myself spotting, but for the reffing as well for the other guys.
Oh, I've spoken to them earlier, and they've had the best time. I spoke to Jordan earlier. He's loving it. I mean, why wouldn't you? You're in front of big crowds. You're on the biggest stage, and you've got the best players in the country. You're refereeing for them. It's the best job in the world, and they're loving every second. And hopefully, I don't know what's going to go on next year, the year after, but they'll be involved. They've all done a great job. So it's been amazing. And I reckon the spotter's job. I'm a bit annoyed really that he's picked it up fairly good, because now I'm not going to be able to come back for this particular job role. But no, everyone's picked it up really well. So and the refs have done a brilliant job.
Yeah, absolutely. It's they've certainly impressed.
Smashed it.
Yeah. So I guess you are part of, I suppose, the new contingent of up-and-coming refs in the PDC, and with the retiring of Russ Bray a few years ago, who just does these kind of things, and George Noble as well. It feels like there's starting to be that generational passing of the baton, I suppose, in the official side of the game. The players you always see sort of cycling through, but the officials tend to stick around for longer. But it kind of leads me to the train of thought of for anyone who's out there who maybe wants to get into darts in an official capacity, not as a player, what's the piece of advice that you would give them?
To be honest, I get quite a lot of questions about that now on my TikTok and stuff like that. People are like, how can I become a referee? And I would say try and ref. I don't know how it works here, but in England, I say ref for your county, volunteer call for your county. It's a really good way of getting stage experience in front of crowds. You ref in loads of games, so you get used to all the patterns and stuff. And then there is a volunteer marking scheme for the PDC, which is where I started maybe like nearly 10 years ago now. Wow, I am getting on a bit, aren't I? Jeez. Double 14 now, but we don't need to make it about darts. Sorry. 28 is my age. But I would say try and get on that. Although there is a bit of a waiting list now because I think Luke Littler effect has pushed everything on. So now there's loads of people that want to be refs.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm quite glad I've got in there a little bit earlier than before Luke came about, really. So
yeah, definitely. Look, I think the landscape here just is a bit different. There isn't a whole lot of that exposure for big stage calling, maybe at exhibitions, but what we try and do at Dartstream Live, especially with like the ADA tour and that, is have scorers on the stream board mic'd up, and so getting them to call a bit. There is hesitation, but I think people are starting to get used to it, and some players are liking to give it a little bit of something behind the mic. So I think it is starting to cause that shift. And I think with opportunities like this, the Premier League here in Australia and New Zealand, if it does continue on, maybe there's a parallel pathway, not just in the UK and Europe, but
I suppose the more of these sort of events we do, obviously the World Series has been going for a while now. It will lead to more opportunities for players, so hopefully it'll become bigger here, and also for referees and stuff like that. I just don't want anyone too sensational to come through, just keep it, maybe just stick to playing. Who knows? There's going to be hopefully more opportunities for all of them. But I know the refs that have done this tournament have had the best time. So
sounds like you're just fishing for compliments, Owen. You're very good at your job.
That's not, mate, that is not where I was going. I'm just saying, I give all this advice, and I'm like, there's going to be people that come back that are way better, and I'm like pushing myself out of a job. But no, I always give advice when I can. Do you know what I mean? Because I asked for advice. I asked Kirk Bevins, there's a lot of things I could say about Bevins with his trains and whatnot, but one thing I'll always be grateful for is he replied to me on Twitter. So I do my best to reply to everyone, because if he didn't, then my life's has changed because of that. I don't know what I'd be doing. I'm not very good at anything else. So thanks Bevins for that.
No, look, that's I guess that's something you hear very often. Is that one little moment, that one message that gets replied to, something like that can be the big difference.
Yeah, and it's like the rainbow effect in it. If you didn't know, who knows? Yeah, it was a big reply from him. Yeah, he might be regretting it a bit because I think I annoy him sometimes. But oh well. Cheers, Bevins. I owe you a pint for that.
Yeah. Well, look, a little bit more back to sort of yourself. What's the favourite game you've ever refereed?
I've been asked that quite a lot. It's a tough one. I would say a couple of matches stand out. One is when I, way before I started doing TV stuff, but I was on the Pro Tour, and I refereed Michael van Gerwen against Ryan Murray, and Michael van Gerwen hit 2 9-darters in one match. And it was the second time this ever happened. Obviously, Phil Taylor was the first against James Wade. And obviously, being the referee when that happens is the most unbelievable thing. But there was something else that happened in the game. Michael was walking the wrong way around the oche, and I stopped him after a couple of legs and said, Michael, can you walk the right way around the oche? And then we had a discussion after. So he's hit the second 9-darter to win the match. And instead of he's created history, we're having a chat, a bit of a discussion about why he did it and why I asked him not to. And I was like, this is not the time. What a weird game. Why couldn't this have happened on any other match I've ever refed? But that one, unbelievable. And then other matches stand out, like my first time I marked on the Ali Pali stage, William O'Connor against Danny Lauby, just because of the stage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a fine game, but things just stand out. The first time I marked the first Pro Tour game I ever marked was Gary Anderson, Vincent Camphouse in Dublin. No cameras, obviously. And I had a whiteboard, and I was so unbelievably nervous, you wouldn't believe it. And I'll never forget that. So there's a few. Do you know what I mean? But probably for the match, the 2 Van Gerwen 9-darters.
Yeah, it's pretty special. So. No, awesome. And look, so I touched on it a little earlier. So you work for Modus, you do the Super Series there. You work for the PDC. What's your schedule like? And do you have a lot of free time in between darts?
To be honest, doing this tournament is the first time I've ever had a reasonable amount of free time in years. It's crazy. Right. As I say, PDC, floor events, Pro Tour, the marking. I do a lot of spotting for Sky. Yep. And then exhibitions, Motor Super Series. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't get a lot. My schedule is full on. I mean, I think I'm actually going to be landing back to England. I think I'm going to be working at the Pro Tour the next day. So I can't let the jet lag get to me. And then I've got like a double exhibition in Northampton, and the next day I'm in Wigan, and then in the day, and then Warrington, and pretty full on. Yeah. And then the Grand Slam. Wow. So. Yeah. But I always say to myself, I get a bit tired now and again. First of all, you have a coffee, a couple of Red Bulls, you know that. Yeah, and then you just think to yourself, if you are getting a bit tired, or you're just like, I am so lucky to be doing this job. Like I could be doing any job. I don't even see it as work, to be honest. So sometimes I work 7 days a week, sometimes 6. But is it work really? I don't know. Yeah. Not really. Not really. I absolutely love the job, and I'm so grateful for it. So my schedule is full on, but it's fun. So.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I guess my follow-on question to that was going to be, what do you enjoy doing outside of darts in your spare time? But you don't really have a lot, so is there something?
No, when I do, or sometimes I'll try it in advance, book things off. I love going to concerts. Okay. I love going to gigs and concerts and stuff. I also try and get to watch my football team. Mm-hmm. Or do you call it soccer over here?
We call it, I guess it depends. Okay. I think mostly soccer.
Football. Let's go with football.
Okay, we'll go football.
Just because that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I watch my team, Colchester United. You heard of us?
I've heard you talking about them, and it was the first
I've talked about them. Yeah. Well, we're a big club. We're in the 4th tier of English football, soccer, so you might know. But I'll try and get to watch them when I can. I used to go all the time when I was younger, but work is obviously priority nowadays. So, but I'll try and get to that if I'm free, and concerts and stuff like that. They're probably my 2 favourite things to do outside of darts.
What genres of music do you enjoy?
I like indie music, like indie rock and pop and all that. My favourite band, probably wouldn't have heard of them. A band called Everything.
No, I don't think
they're not. They're my favourite band ever. Okay. Like, bit obsessed with them at the moment. I am partial to a good Coldplay concert, though. I've seen them 7 times.
Wow.
Or is it 8? It might be 8. Check, 8.
Wow.
Hopefully that's the only mistake I'll make tonight. 8 times now, So their concerts are special, but that sort of music. So probably not the music you like.
Oh, well, I've never actually been to a concert. But,
have you not?
I'm more of a blast the music in the car on the driving around.
Miles, I do. I love getting the tunes up. Oh, so good. But you should try it. You'd love it. I think you'd like it. You give me the concert vibes. Yeah.
I'll get the mullet. It's made for rock.
That's definitely what it is. Yeah. Heavy rock though, not the sort of music I'm into.
Yeah. Ryan Searle should take
you and him go on a right good diet out together. Quality.
Look, I think we're about to get the hurry up. They have to start getting set up on stage.
I think that's probably the priority, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure they will love hearing about me. I think the Premier League is about to start. So
exactly. But look, thank you for coming on. Is there anything you wanted to touch on while you're here? Anything I've missed that you think I should have asked you?
No.
As I said, I'm an amateur at this.
No, you've done great. Obviously, if you do speak to anyone, I think that I should come back next year. I think you should lower your quality of spotting, maybe when I'm gone for the last. You're taking over, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just to shout at him, it must be the teacher's done a good job, but now he has picked it up so quickly. So he's got 4 weeks on his own. Is that right? 4 weeks spotting.
Yeah. So all the way through, including finals night. Yeah.
And if you do badly, which I don't think you will, annoyingly, don't worry, because I can come back next year and we can do it all again. He's smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
No, thank you. I appreciate that, and you've been a very good teacher. It's been great to work with you, and
it's been good fun.
It is a shame you're not going to be here to see out the Premier League.
It is,
but
you never know. Next year maybe they might, or I'll be here for the World Series at some point again. I hope so.
Yeah, awesome. No, it'd be good to catch up. But go out and smash it tonight, and been a pleasure to work with you, Owen. And
thanks for coming on Darts Live. Pleasure.
Cheers.